In this episode of Highlight Sundays, Nintendo, Nest, and rechargeable batteries. Hello and welcome back to Highlight Sundays. It is the 22nd week of 2014 and here are your highlights. So right off the bat, we're going to start off with an issue that concerns YouTube and monetization. But just a little warning, this is going to go quite far. I'm going to end up talking about journalism and stuff like that, so here's your forewarning. So the issue at hand is this. As you know, there is a very popular Let's Play culture around YouTube. Essentially, the idea is you play a game, you narrate over it, and you upload everything, including your game capture, all onto YouTube, and people can enjoy your process of playing the game. So here's the deal. Whether this is legal or not in a copyright sense is kinda in a grey area. I mean, in the video, you are showing visuals of the game being played, and this is even worse for channels that actually have monetization. In other words, you are basically selling the content that was created by another company. As mentioned, this is a grey area because you could say that what they are really selling is their personality, their narration, but, well, not to go too far into the debate, basically all I can say is most companies don't mind when people do Let's Plays. One of the companies that didn't seem to really come in line with this is Nintendo. What they did back in the day was they actually ran ads on the videos of people doing Let's Plays, and the ads paid Nintendo. So essentially, as a user, you might end up being one who is tagged with copyright infringement, and if you're a monetized user, you might not actually get income out of your video. So both not very good things. Now, the latest development is basically along the lines of Nintendo is now working with YouTube, and they're actually trying to come up with some scheme that will make things fair in their opinion. From what I understand, they will be doing something very similar to what they did in the past, and that is they will copyright claim videos that show gameplay of their games. In doing so, ads will be run in their name, and essentially what that means is they get a share of the ad revenue. However, it also seems that the person creating the video is also going to be able to get a share of the revenue. So essentially now the money is split three ways: Nintendo, the content creator, and YouTube. So then comes the commentary on journalism, because as you've noticed, I haven't mentioned any articles yet. In fact, right now I'm actually going to bring up two articles that look at this matter, and two articles that take wildly differing perspectives on the issue. The first of the two comes from Engadget and is entitled, "Nintendo Wants Its Cut of Let's Play Gaming Videos." The other article comes from Ars Technica and is entitled, "Nintendo Announces Plans to Share Ad Revenue with YouTube Streamers." As you can tell, even just from the title, both these articles take a rather different look at the issue. And indeed, to be fair to them, you can look at this issue from two different angles. Perhaps you take the point of view of, well, a content creator created their entire video and they should be entitled to all the earnings from that. Or you can take the other view, which is, well, Nintendo does own the intellectual property and they are allowed to do whatever they wish with that. As things stand right now, the way YouTube operates and all, they all actually see things from the latter perspective. And anyway, if you want to think about things in terms of, how the law works it all out, that is indeed the more valid of the two explanations. Personally, I'm happy to see that Nintendo is trying to give, well, the content creator a share of the revenue as well. Personally, I think it's a good step forward. I'm not sure if I would like things to stay this way in the long term, but it's just nice to see larger companies begin to recognize YouTube as a legitimate platform and, actually doing things that are kind and considerate to its users. Not that I'm saying what Nintendo is doing right now is extremely kind and considerate, but like I said, it is a good first step. Alright, we've spent too much time on that. Let's now move on to talk about something that we've already brought up last week. If you remember, last week I mentioned that a company called Nest, which makes, among other things, smoke alarms, actually issued a recall on all their smoke alarms. Well, it turns out they weren't really trying to recall that stuff. This article comes from Mashable and is entitled, "Nest CEO Sets the Record Straight. It wasn't a real recall." So apparently there was a miscommunication of some kind, and that, Well, the issue was fixed very early on by Nest. However, some weeks after that, it turned into a recall statement for some reason. By the looks of things, they were the guys to discover this problem themselves, and in addition to that, they also stressed that this has never caused any real problem. And also quickly after finding out about this, they did try to roll out the patch to stop this from actually happening. So yeah, I guess it's nothing to panic about. If you have one of these devices, just make sure you switch off the feature and the rest of the device should be safe to use. Having said that, they also promised to refund any customer who actually asks for a refund. So, well, they've got all the bases covered. Moving on to our next article, this one comes from Gizmodo and concerns batteries. It is entitled, "Scientists Solve the Mystery of Why Rechargeable Batteries Go Bad." So this is a pretty long article. I'm not gonna actually go through it and tell you what it says. So if you're interested, you can read it up for yourself. But essentially what they're trying to say is they found out that in a rechargeable battery, the reason why its lifespan goes down is due to crystallization of some of the material inside. If I understand the science correctly, this comes about through use, and well, basically it's something that happens to all batteries. What's more important is, according to the article, now that they've understood this actual phenomenon, they can actually work out, some way to prevent this from happening. Since batteries are an integral part of a lot of devices today, I am looking forward to, well, this sort of improvement to just batteries in general. And right before we wrap up today's episode, since we spoke of batteries previously, our recommendation of the week is actually an old article from Ars Technica. Essentially, well, this article is a very in-depth breakdown of what you should do to extend the life of your batteries. This article is entitled, "What is the best way to use a lithium-ion battery?" And the body of the article is 2 pages answering just that. I highly recommend you check this out. If you're using any form of mobile device, it probably has a lithium-ion battery. It can be anything, a laptop, a camera, a phone, you name it. It probably has a lithium battery. So definitely worth a read to extend the lifespan of your batteries. Anyway, that pretty much wraps it up for this episode of Highlight Sundays. With regard to vlogging, well, what do you think about the video today? If you thought it looked better than what you are normally used to seeing, well, yes, it is. I'm actually shooting this on a Canon 70D, a new DSLR camera that I very recently got. So yeah, looking forward to doing cool things with this camera. I don't think I'll fully review it. I don't know enough about it just yet. I'm still thinking about how, to work this into my usual workflow. So yeah, we'll have to see about that. Anyway, that wraps it up for this episode of Highlight Sundays. I'm sorry it ran a little longer than usual. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, you're watching 0612 TV. Hello, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, remember that I appreciate every like, favorite, and comment you give me. If you'd like to see more from me in the future, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And for more updates outside of YouTube, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at 0612TV. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.